Tom Burnham, another day of two-boat testing for the American team. As a coach, how important have these, we've nearly done 2 weeks of this now, how important have these 2 weeks been towards the progress towards the 37th America's Cup?
Oh, it's critical. Every week is critical, but this is a really important period for us here, doing a bunch of sail testing and setup testing, and it's been awesome. It's actually been a lovely surprise with how great the weather's been the last 2 weeks here in Barcelona. Obviously it's winter time and you're not sure exactly what you're going to get, but we've had great sea breezes for the last 2 weeks, and still one more day of it tomorrow before it gets nasty on Friday. But yeah, it's been super important for our program, and really great testing and making a lot of progress. It's really good.
What sort of things do you know now, in general terms, do you know now that you didn't know, say, 2 weeks ago?
Well, we're just validating things that we've been, had in the test list, and learning stuff about sail trims and sail designs and things like that. You can look at it in a computer all you want, but there's nothing like getting it on the water and having everybody get to see what it really looks like and get a feel for it and be able to make comments about how the sails are setting up or how the boat feels with a different cant setting or whatever. So it's all, it's just so important to get it in the real world and not only in a computer.
From the recon boat, it's very hard to tell any difference between the performance of the two boats. From your vantage point as a coach on the boat, what can you see?
Yeah, from the chase boat it is difficult. It's really hard. Sometimes it's really small differences, and sometimes when we're trying something that is a big difference, you can see a big gain or a loss, or and quite frankly, a lot of the times the visual gains and losses that you see are more due to maybe a small wind shift or a little bit more pressure on one boat than the other. But luckily, when we go back and look at the test results tomorrow morning or later tonight, so those sorts of variables are taken out, and we're able to see an actual meters per minute gain or loss for our boat. So it makes it a little bit more scientific. But as you say, sometimes on the water it's pretty hard to tell who's winning and losing each test, because everything is so similar.
Are you using specialist software tools to analyze this data? Are these custom built for you?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, everything is custom built. We've got a couple of the guys on our team have custom made the software that we use for analyzing all the data and doing the debriefs and having the video and audio all synced with the data. It's pretty impressive. These guys have been working at this one program for a couple of cup cycles now, and it's pretty refined and works really well.
Any big surprises in what you've discovered?
No big surprises yet. No, nothing earth-shattering. A lot of it is confirming what we already know and then making small refinements and adjustments. That's what this game is all about. All those little small gains are what add up to big gains in the long run.
We're here with Niels Tönnick from Alinghi Red Bull Racing. So today you and 3 other cyclists jumped on the boat for the last hour of sailing, a full power group rotation. Which pod did you jump into?
So yeah, like you said, we jumped on the board for the second part of the day to have fresh leg for the racing and to simulate a bit what it's going to be like during the Cup. So it's always nice to simulate what you can before we get to the actual racing, and yeah, today was one of those days.
And which pod did you jump into?
I was on the starboard aft position.
How does the team determine the position of the cyclists and which pod you go into?
It's kind of like rotation, so we try to test the different configurations. So depending on the day, you might be on starboard or on port or in the front or in the back position.
And how does the team decide when's the right time to rotate the cyclos?
It's been a bit of experience, so after a while you realize that you're not as fresh as when you started. So that's the time when you want to change the cyclers to make sure that the boat is sailing on optimal conditions.
And Nico Rolla was back in the power group today. You've both got a strong sailing background. Are you controlling any functions on the sailing side of things other than just pedaling?
So Nico was back today on the boats, and it's all part of trying all different configurations, and we try to help the helmsmen and the trimmers as much as we can. If we see something we can help with, we'll do it. But otherwise, it's just a lot of pedaling and maybe helping when we can. So
you've got controls accessible in your pod?
We have some controls, but they are mainly for the kind of like the power. So like what we see on our tablets, and to get the most feedback from the boat and try to give feedback to the trimmers and drivers.
Are you pedaling non-stop when sailing?
It feels like we're pedaling non-stop for sure. It's a very hard day in the office. Every day we are out on the water, and it's hard, and there's a few breaks here and there, but it's mainly pedaling all the time.
There's a clear weight difference between the cyclos and the power group. Is that considered in your positioning on the boat?
Obviously the heavier you are, the more watts you can produce. So it's a clear message. If you're heavier, you can produce more watts. So we try to make the trimmers and drivers lighter and the cyclers heavier.
So on a strong wind day, we're more likely to see the heavier cyclos on the boat rather than the lighter ones.
The difference between all cyclers is quite thin because of the rules, so it's not that big of a gain to have the heavy cyclers or the light cyclers.
Theo together with Stefan Kandler from Orient Express Racing Team. Today we had a beautiful sailing day here in Barcelona and your team looked to be performing great. But when looking into the whole picture of the project, in terms of performance, are you where you expected to be according to your initial planification?
Where do we stand compared to our planning? I think we're spot on what we're looking for. We took the boat over in August last year. We did directly Villanova. We had another 3 or 4 weeks training, 3 weeks I think, before sending the boat to Jeddah, and the boat came back beginning of January. So we didn't have a lot of time training, but we did in one design mode. And our plan was beginning of January to start on LAQ 12 mode with different system, a bit more what we're gonna have on 75 sails and systems. So we are on, and we're really surprised how well the guys and the girls are doing to, you know, playing with the boat, probably because they've been sailing on other series with manual flight control also. So that helped probably, and the process and the system that the guys are used to work together on that. So I'm quite pleased. I think I would say that on the sailing point of view, I think we're a little bit advanced on what I thought we would be. So we have another, I would say, you know, a couple of months more sailing that way. I really want the crew to have indigestion of LAQ 12. So they will be sick and tired to be on that boat, and will be very happy to jump on a 75. So I think, yeah, we're on track.
At this point of the season, everybody's excited about the upcoming news of when the new AC-75 from every team are going to be launched. Alinghi, Luna Rossa and Emirates Team New Zealand already confirmed their new boats are going to be launched in April. Have that been a big surprise to you? And when do we may expect to have news about your plans for launching the new boat?
No, it's not a big news. I thought that, you know, we knew some of the team were coming out, and for us, I think you'll get the information on time. I think when it's necessary to come, you know, it's coming soon. So don't worry about that. We'll not launch a boat in August.
We're really looking forward for it. Mainly, I think everybody was thinking that you were going to be the first.
No. It's we had some choice to make at one point, and it was, you know, about having a very performant boat late, or something different, less performant probably for here, but earlier. So it's a balance between, you know, those two that we had to make, and we decided to go for a late launching.
Exciting. Let's see what you're coming with.